Chapter 541. Inside the 8 desolate, 6-directional cauldron, Lin Fei gathered all the members of the Bloody Hand Hall together and prepared for a formal lecture. The Bloody Hand Hall quickly eliminated the Supreme Treasure Tower, and the powerhouses that joined them undoubtedly gave them hope and motivation. If you don't want to mix, then don't mix. If you want to mix, then mix with the best. This has always been the philosophy of the strong. Taoist Leng Shui, what do you think Lin Fei wants to do today? In the immortal tool space, the loose immortals gathered together, forming a circle that outsiders could not enter. Taoist Leng Shui was the first to surrender. She admired the strength of Lin Fei and Taoist Qi Lian, but she did not regard herself as a member of the Bloody Hand Hall. It was nothing more than a heavenly oath to work for the other party for 500 years. Who knows? Taoist Leng Shui coldly snorted. The other loose immortal's temperament was almost similar to Taoist Leng Shui. They were all under pressure and made a heavenly oath. In the face of life and death, they had no choice but to choose. 500 years was nothing to itinerant immortals like them. Perhaps one could go into seclusion, the other could cultivate, and it would be over. After 500 years, they would regain their freedom. Lin Fei and Taoist Qi Lian's strength is really terrifying. Supreme Treasure Tower has stood in the Sin Paradise for thousands of years. Unexpectedly, it was destroyed and Taoist Qi Lian was killed. Fortunately, we did not resist to the end. Otherwise, we would have been annihilated like Taoist Qi Lian. Every loose immortal thought of that scene, and their faces could not help but turn pale. Lin Fei and Reverend Qi Lian were too strong, so strong that they were unable to resist. Even if they used all their means, they would still be suppressed. They had seen what it meant to say that there was always someone stronger. Lin Fei and Taoist Qi Lian are here. When Lin Fei and Taoist Qi Lian appeared, the original discussion quietly quieted down. Whether it was the loose immortals or those who surrendered later, no one dared to say a word at this time, for fear of being accidentally destroyed. Everyone listen up. Facing tens of thousands of people, Lin Fei was no longer afraid of this scene. He opened his mouth and suppressed the momentum of tens of thousands of people. Rumble, sound shook their hearts. From today onwards, the Bloody Hand Hall will change its name to Mythology Sect. Lin Fei said in a heroic manner, "You will become the first batch of disciples of Mythology Sect." Everyone was puzzled, but no one dared to say anything. If a person wasn't cruel, they wouldn't be afraid. If it was someone weaker, they would have questioned him on the spot. "You should be proud of this." Lin Fei said, "It's because you guys have a treatment that others can enjoy. After becoming a disciple of the Mythology Sect, you guys will be able to learn the peak ultimate arts of the continent, and all of you will be able to stand out. With your current strength, you guys are nothing but trash in my eyes, trash among trash. I alone can kill all of you." Lin Fei's aura was filled with killing intent. No one dared to doubt that he had the ability to kill them. Everyone's attention was on the top-notch, unique skill that Lin Fei mentioned. The temptation was not shallow. "Bring them here." Immediately, someone escorted a group of people up, and they were the die-hard supporters of the Treasure Pavilion. You guys must really want to know what the Mythology Sect's heaven-grade ultimate skill is. Lin Fei was very satisfied with their reaction. Heaven-engulfing, demonic origin technique. Lin Fei stretched out his hand, and demonic qi rippled. The die-hard supporters of the Treasure Pavilion that he brought up quickly turned into dried corpses, losing all their essence, qi, and spirit. "Go!" With a flick of his finger, a mass of qi wrapped in power landed on the bodies of some people in front. "Meditate and refine." Lin Fei's words were like a supreme divine voice, guiding them on how to proceed. "Haha, I've leveled up. I'm finally a sage." A mystique, venerable villain below suddenly leveled up to a sage. "I've also leveled up. I'm now a late-stage sage." Those who had just received the mass of qi had their strength increase explosively, breaking through their current cultivation level. It was like a dream. The itinerant immortals who had been watching were all stunned. What a terrifying ultimate skill! Could it be that Lin Fei has cultivated this kind of domineering ultimate skill? Is that why he's so powerful? That must be it. The itinerant immortals were tempted. Which one of them was willing to be a lone ranger? Wasn't he a guy who was not loved by his grandmother? What everyone saw just now is the mythical gate's ultimate martial art, the sky-engulfing demonic origin technique. Lin Fei had done that just now precisely so that they would have a process of acceptance. Anyone who learns this demonic technique can be as powerful as me. The prerequisite is that you have to contribute to the mythical gate. The sky-engulfing demonic origin technique has a total of 10 levels. Everyone present was stimulated. No one had ever thought of letting them cultivate a heaven-tier ultimate skill. More importantly, this ultimate skill was too domineering. When had a heaven-tier martial art not caused rivers of blood? This was especially so domineering. They had probably only thought about it in their dreams. Lin Fei's voice contained a supreme, demonic voice. This was what he had learned from the scarlet, refined, heavenly demonic hand. The two of them often fought and exchanged martial arts. These people were all stimulated. I want to make a contribution. I want to stand out. Chapter 543. Inside the Taichu Empire, a group of people was charging toward the city in an imposing manner. The expressions of some passers-by changed drastically in the face of this mighty group of people, and they hurriedly moved to the side, opening up a path to avoid being killed. Are you sure that son of a B*TCH is from the Shangguan clan? These people were none other than members of the imperial capital's Wang clan's faction. After all, a direct descendant of the Wang clan, who was one of the more favored ones, was killed in front of so many people. The Wang clan couldn't swallow this insult. We found out that the man and woman are from the Shangguan clan. The leader of the group looked somewhat familiar to the young master who was killed. He was the young master's third uncle, who held a high position in the clan. The Shangguan clan has gone too far. Wang Guan sneered. We didn't take care of the Shangguan clan, but they came looking for trouble. This time, I'm going to wipe out the entire Shangguan clan. The Shangguan clan wasn't very prominent in the Taichu Empire, so most people didn't know about it. As a major force in the Taichu Empire, the Wang clan knew about the Shangguan clan. Even though the Shangguan clan wasn't very big, they had a high-level itinerant immortal among their ranks. Third uncle, that old bastard from the Shangguan clan, is a bit troublesome. Wang Guan didn't care. Don't worry about that old bastard Shangguan Hong. It's been several hundred years, so he can't be that powerful. Everyone knows that his true essence is being devoured by the Red Lotus, heavenly fire. It's already difficult for him to survive. So how can he kill anyone? Shangguan Hong was the only powerful person in the Shangguan clan. In order to destroy the Shangguan clan, Wang Guan brought his family's worshippers to deal with Shangguan Hong personally. It's in the valley ahead. The Shangguan clan wasn't really a hidden clan. The people of the Taichu Empire would know about it. Besides, a major force like the Wang clan could easily find the residence of a small clan. Break in! Wang Guan gave the order. The mighty group of disciples behind him instantly attacked, and the array formation in the valley was blasted apart. Old bastard Shangguan, come out and die! The Shangguan clan's spell formation was revealed, and ripples appeared on its surface. A loud, rumbling sound echoed in the area. Shangguan Hong was in a good mood after the Yin fire was gone. He asked Lin Fei and Qi Lian to stay and entertain them for a few days. The Wang clan. Shangguan Hong immediately recognized them with his divine sense, and his face darkened. The Wang clan is really arrogant. Qi Lian, heavenly demon, said, "This Wang family is really narrow-minded. It must be because I killed their direct descendant disciple." The three of them were in the middle of drinking, so they were not in the mood. "Humph! The Wang family really thinks that I don't dare to act." Shangguan Hong was furious. After getting rid of the Yin flame, Shangguan Hong had recovered most of his strength. He would not allow anyone to trample on his dignity as an itinerant immortal. If it was before, he might have tolerated Shangguan Hong before he got rid of the heavenly red lotus flame. After all, the Shangguan clan still needed to survive in the Taichu Empire. Currently, Shangguan Hong was the most powerful person in the Shangguan clan. Even though he had a few itinerant immortals, they were nothing compared to the Taichu Empire, which was filled with experts. Shangguan Hong had to think about the Shangguan clan. Once he left, some forces would come looking for him. Because of this, Shangguan Hong kept a low profile, and the Shangguan clan kept a low profile. A low-profile clan could survive and endure many things. Now, Shangguan Hong couldn't take it anymore. Shangguan Hong was a powerful itinerant immortal, and his battle prowess was on par with Qi Lian heavenly clan. When an itinerant immortal was angry, he could kill thousands of miles, and even the empire would tremble. Rumble! The spell formation in the valley rippled from time to time. It didn't take long to break it. Old bastard Shangguan Hong is really patient. Wang Guan sneered. "Let's see how long you can endure. Once the spell formation is broken, I'll wipe out the entire Shangguan clan." Whoosh, 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 Shangguan Hong and the other two appeared. "Your Wang clan is going too far." Shangguan Hong was furious. With a loud rumbling sound, the space around him collapsed, revealing his opponent's true strength. "Old bastard Shangguan, you finally came out." Wang Guan was full of killing intent. "You killed my nephew. I'll wipe out the entire Shangguan clan." His gaze fell on Qi Lian, heavenly clan. With the Wang clan strength, they didn't need much time to recognize him. "I killed him. Come and kill me if you dare." Qi Lian, heavenly clan, laughed. "I'll kill 100 of these little bastards." Wang Guan was furious. "How dare you kill a direct descendant of the Wang clan? You and the Shangguan clan will pay the price." "Do it." Wang Guan brought 4 great priests this time, and each of them had the battle prowess of a 5th tribulation itinerant immortal, including himself. Such a force could easily kill the injured Shangguan old bastard. "Young Master Lin, Qi Lian, you don't need to do anything." Shangguan Hong stopped them. "I haven't fought for 1,000 years. Some people in the Taichu Empire have almost forgotten about me. I'll make sure they never forget this day." Lin Fei and Qi Lian knew that Shangguan Hong was really angry. The anger of a peak 6th tribulation itinerant immortal was terrifying. Reincarnation of 10,000 swords. A golden long sword appeared in Shangguan Hong's hand. In front of Lin Fei, a powerful sage could not even withstand a single look from him before being killed. This was way too strong, wasn't it? Although Elder Zhang had long known that Lin Fei's talent was outstanding, To be able to cultivate to the Emperor realm in 10 years was too unbelievable. He had walked a path that they would never be able to walk in their entire lives. Lin Fei waved his hand, and balls of true essence entered their bodies. These injured disciples immediately recovered from their injuries. Even Yunxiang's forbidden technique was able to restore them to normal. "It's been a while," Lin Fei said. "Who are they? How dare they attack our sect?" "Senior brother, you have to take revenge for us." Yunxiang's body was covered in blood. When he saw Lin Fei appear, he immediately found his backbone. "What happened? Tell me slowly." Lin Fei had stayed in the Divine Force sect for 5 years. He had feelings for the sect. Now that someone attacked the Divine Force sect, it was equivalent to making things difficult for him. Those despicable people from the sect of God of War colluded with a mysterious power to attack our sect of God of Martial. In order to protect us, our sect master was killed by them. Yun Xiang had grown up in the sect of God of Martial, and he had deep feelings for them. What? The sect leader is dead? How is this possible? What force did the Divine War sect collude with? Lin Fei was shocked. The situation was more serious than he had imagined. "I don't know either. In any case, a group of experts suddenly appeared in the Divine War sect. Each of them is extremely strong. The one who chased me just now was one of them. The royal family of the Unfalling Dynasty was also massacred by them." Yunxiang wished he could speak out all the grievances in his heart. Now the Unfalling Dynasty is finished. It has fallen into the hands of the Heaven Suppression Dynasty. Lin Fei's impression of the Divine War sect was still that of a small sect. He didn't expect that after more than 10 years, the Divine War sect would launch a thunderous attack. Not only did they get rid of the sect, but they also wiped out the upper echelons of the dynasty. What about the others in the sect? Yunxiang shook his head. "We split into several teams. If they all encountered the same experts just now, I'm afraid they will be in trouble. A team led by a sage could easily kill them. Then it would be easy for other teams to do the same. The clan is in danger. The Divine Force sect had fallen." Lin Fei immediately thought of the clan. "Go." Lin Fei kept them in the worship and hurried back to the clan. If the clan was still in the same place as before, Lin Fei wouldn't have anything to worry about. But after arriving at the imperial capital of the dynasty, the upper echelons of the dynasty had been wiped out. The Lin family's days might not be good. Lin Fei knew that he had left quite a reputation in the dynasty. If they investigated and found out about his achievements in the Divine Sword sect, they would definitely make a move on the clan. Lin Fei didn't want this to happen. Just as Yunxiang said, the entire Unfalling Dynasty was in chaos. There were massacres everywhere. The flames of war were everywhere, and corpses were everywhere. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn, Lin Fei arrived in the sky above the imperial capital. At this moment, the entire imperial capital was in chaos. There was no one in the royal palace. Everything was in ruins. The royal palace was completely destroyed. When he saw that the Lin family wasn't destroyed, Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief. These people are really bold. They actually dared to capture the Lin family. Although the Lin family wasn't destroyed, there were experts guarding outside. There were also people guarding inside. This meant that the entire clan was under the enemy's control. Lin Fei was very angry. Although he didn't have deep feelings for the clan, he still had the blood of the Lin family flowing in his veins. "No matter who you are, I will kill all of you." Lin Fei blacklisted them. After scanning with his powerful divine sense, Lin Fei was relieved. He let Yunxiang out. When he saw that he was in the sky above the imperial capital, he was shocked. "Don't worry. They can't find us." With Lin Fei's current strength, unless it was a mid-level loose immortal with an extremely powerful divine sense, they wouldn't be able to find him. "Senior brother, those people below are from the Heaven-Suppressing Empire." Yunxiang recognized them immediately. I remember them. They were the ones who killed their way up here with the people from the Divine War sect. Lin Fei was extremely disgusted by the heaven-suppressing empire. Let's go down and see what kind of background this heaven-suppressing empire has. With a sweep of his divine sense just now, Lin Fei had already determined where the people from the heaven-suppressing empire were. The mission went smoothly. The Divine Force sect was almost destroyed. This area is almost unified. It won't take long to clean up the remaining forces. In a spacious hall below, it was obvious that this was a hall from a family. We can start building teleportation towers. In the hall, several people were discussing. They were obviously very happy and excited. Boom! As soon as he finished speaking, a tyrannical divine sense crushed over, instantly suppressing them and making them unable to move. Everyone's expression changed. Who are you? These people's expression changed. They didn't expect that an expert would appear in such a remote place. At this moment, they were suppressed and unable to move. You are Lin Fei of the Lin family. One of the silver-armored people recognized Lin Fei. Everyone's expression changed again. On the information, Lin Fei was listed as an enemy with outstanding talent. Lin Fei, let us go, or your family will be finished. Bang! With a glance from Lin Fei, that person's body exploded, leaving a pool of blood. Threaten? I'm not afraid of threats. Lin Fei shook his head. If any of you want to threaten me, just say it. I don't mind sending you to heaven. The rest of the people didn't dare to speak. This Lin Fei was too ferocious. With a glance, he could kill people. The information didn't record him being so ferocious. Lin Fei, what do you want? We are from the heaven-suppressing empire. You'd better let us go. We can pretend that nothing happened. Bang! That person's body exploded as soon as he finished speaking. Lin Fei was disdainful. You dared to detain my Lin family, and I will let you go just like that? To think that you can think of something like this. Your skin is really thick. These people dared to be angry, but didn't dare to speak. In the blink of an eye, 2 experts were killed. No one wanted their turn. If you want to live, it's actually very simple. Lin Fei smiled. As long as you tell me your purpose this time, I might let you go. This is your only chance. It depends on how you grasp it. Lin Fei, don't even think about it. Even if you beat us to death, we won't say it. Fear flashed across these people's faces. Their tone was firm and their attitude changed greatly, causing Lin Fei to be very surprised. Bang! Lin Fei killed another one of them, wanting to force them to speak. It's useless. We won't say it. You don't have to waste your energy. Lin Fei was really angry. These people's tone was firm. Could it be that he really had no other way? Soul-searching technique. If they didn't say it, it didn't mean that Lin Fei had no other way. He didn't have the mood to continue interrogating and directly used the soul-searching technique. Bang, bang, bang. Lin Fei was about to search to the end. Suddenly, these people exploded one by one, turning into a pile of rotten flesh on the ground. Even their primordial spirits exploded. What a powerful restriction. No wonder they don't dare to say it. I'm afraid they can't say it. Fortunately, Lin Fei's divine sense was tyrannical. If it was someone else, the explosion alone would be enough to make them suffer. Senior brother, did you find anything? Yunxiang was also very surprised. Lin Fei shook his head, just a little bit more. There is a restriction in the depths of their memories. Someone must have tampered with it. Whether it's interrogating or soul-searching, they will immediately trigger the restriction if they step into this part of their memories, causing them to die. Ordinary people can't do such a thing. This kind of restriction, Lin Fei had only heard of it from others. Today was the first time he encountered it. Who did this? Yunxiang was surprised. Could it be a big force? It's hard to say now. I can't say for sure either. Lin Fei couldn't say anything. This force hid very deeply. Unfortunately, I was so close just now. Otherwise, I could know their purpose. They were all dead. Lin Fei couldn't do anything. He couldn't let them resurrect. In the future, there would be a chance to know their purpose. I'd better save the family first. Lin family. Since Lin Fei soared to the sky, the Lin family became famous in the falling dynasty. Their power was also constantly expanding, especially after Lin Fei joined the Sword God sect. The Lin family became a unique force in the dynasty. Even the royal family had to be polite to them. Patriarch, is this the only thing we can do now? In the hall of the Lin family, all the elders were fuming with rage. Elders, do you think we can fight against them? The current patriarch was still Lin Zhongwu. They came in a threatening manner. Even the royal family was destroyed. Do you think we can fight on? But we have helpers. As long as they make a move, we can definitely defeat them. At this time, a young man sitting next to Lin Zhongwu spoke. Don't forget, they will help us. But that's because our family is in a life-and-death situation. That's why they will help us. Young patriarch's words make sense. This young man was Lin Fei's second brother, Lin Feng. He was the young patriarch of the Lin family. The old patriarch, Lin Zhongwu, didn't care about ordinary matters. This time the matter was very serious. Lin Zhongwu came out to take charge to prevent problems within the family. Our family is at least better than the other families. It's all thanks to Lin Fei. These people are really strong. I really don't know where they came from. The royal family was breached in less than 2 hours. Thinking back to the battle that day, the elders of the Lin family couldn't help but feel a lingering fear. The formation of the royal palace was broken in a single move. His Majesty, the king, was killed with a single slash. They also knew that it was all thanks to Lin Fei that the Lin family didn't suffer any damage. However, they also knew that it wasn't good for them to fall into the hands of the other party. Who knew what would happen in the future? But to resist? They really couldn't fight against the other party. I think we should just take one step at a time. Lin Feng was also helpless. The strength of the family wasn't bad. They had nurtured many experts. However, in front of true experts, they were still powerless. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been suppressed so quickly. Of course, they could make a move. But once they made a move, the strength of the family might be greatly damaged. After all, the entire dynasty was in the hands of the other party. It was not appropriate to risk breaking out of the encirclement. Rumble! Suddenly, there was a shocking movement outside the hall. What happened? The group of elders stood up with a vigilant look on their faces. At this moment, if there was any movement, they would inevitably be shocked and afraid. When Lin Fei appeared, he immediately saw a team of disciples with the war god sect's insignia embroidered on their chests. Just as he was worrying about where to find the war god sect's disciples, Lin Fei rushed up and killed the entire team, leaving the leader behind. He directly used the soul-searching art. It's really them. Lin Fei's killing intent surged. From the leader's memories, Lin Fei knew the ins and outs. It turned out that the war god sect's crown prince had fallen in love with Golden Phoenix. If he didn't dare to do it before, then after the Divine Force sect was destroyed, this crown prince would bring people to do it. If Lin Fei had arrived a day earlier, he might have been able to stop it. But now he was brought to the war god sect by the crown prince. When Yun Xiang saw Lin Fei's furious expression, he didn't dare to ask. He knew that the war god sect was in trouble. However, he still reminded, Senior brother, the war god sect's mysterious experts are very powerful. I think we should take our time to think about it. Lin Fei coldly snorted. No matter how powerful the mysterious experts are, as long as they aren't high-level loose immortals, I can kill them. Yun Xiang had always believed that Lin Fei's strength had reached a terrifying level, but he didn't expect that his combat strength would be so strong. High-level loose immortals were 7th Tribulation loose immortals. Lin Fei originally wanted to send Yun Xiang back to the battleship, but then he thought about it and took out the battleship. This is the method to control the battleship. If the War God sect dares to attack the Divine Force sect, then use this battleship to take revenge. This battleship was a profound heaven spiritual treasure battleship that had been plundered from someone else. Its defense alone could block a low-level loose immortal's attack. At the same time, the battleship had its own offensive spell formation, which was equivalent to a first-class killing weapon. Many thanks, Senior Brother. None of the Divine Force sect's disciples who had survived weren't angry. Now that they had a chance to take revenge, their eyes turned red. Enemy attack. When a black battleship flew over with a murderous aura, relying on its powerful collision force and rapid speed, the War God sect's disciples were smashed to pieces before they could even give a warning. This is so cool! Yun Xiang stood at the bow of the ship. This battleship is too flashy. If our sect had a battleship like this, we wouldn't have been slaughtered. Asterisk rumble. Asterisk the huge collision force of the battleship crushed everything in its path. Everywhere the War God sect's disciples passed, none of them survived. Very quickly, Lin Fei, Zhongwen, and the others appeared in front of the War God sect's mountain gate. At this time, the War God sect had long since changed its previous posture. Just the mountain gate itself was grand and majestic, especially the tall War God, the founder of the War God sect, Taoist War God. They are the remnants of the Divine Force sect. Kill them. A group of people from the War God sect rushed out and immediately recognized the people on the battleship. They were the remnants of the Divine Force sect that they had been chasing all along. They didn't expect them to take the initiative to come to them. That battleship is amazing. You guys go up and trap it. An elder from the War God sect revealed a greedy look. Although he didn't know where the Divine Force sect got such a battleship from, it didn't matter. Anyway, it would belong to the War God sect sooner or later. Lin Fei already had a belly full of anger. Where is Zhan Xiaofeng? This Zhan Xiaofeng was the crown prince of the War God sect. Lin Fei took a step forward, and the statue of Taoist War God in front of him turned into dust. He grabbed with his hand, and the mountain gate formation that had always been the protective umbrella of the War God sect was broken. That elder also landed in Lin Fei's hand. Who are you? Lin Fei grabbed with his hand, and the elder was immediately crushed. He turned to Yun Xiang and said, "You guys come up behind me. I'll go in first." Bang, bang, bang. Sword in tent filled the air, and every sword in tent killed an enemy. Suddenly, Lin Fei entered an unstoppable state. Lin Fei is too powerful. Yeah, I'm afraid these people don't even have the interest of Senior Brother Lin Fei. Lin Fei rushed in, and whoever blocked his way was directly killed by the sword in tent. Now that the invincible sword in tent covered the surroundings, it was really a killing weapon. You are really daring. The War God sect was full of experts, but in Lin Fei's eyes they were nothing. Lin Fei pointed with his finger, and the person's body exploded. A mere Emperor stage cultivator dared to show off? Lin Fei couldn't be bothered to deal with this kind of person. Although he didn't know where the Golden Phoenix was, Lin Fei's powerful divine sense swept out. He didn't conceal his powerful divine sense, and it directly swept through the entire War God sect. When this divine sense swept out, the entire War God sect was shocked. Especially in the main hall, a group of black-clothed people were discussing. each of them emitting a strange and evil aura. What a powerful divine sense! Who exactly came to the War God sect? A high-level loose immortal? That's impossible. According to our investigation, there are no high-level loose immortals in this area. There are only a few low-level loose immortals living in seclusion, and we've almost cleared them all out. Let's go out and meet this expert. Let's see what gives him the right to act so atrociously in the War God sect. These black-clothed people had strange auras, and they didn't fear the opponent. There were few experts in this area. Chapter 550. P.S. I woke up early in the morning to write. Coupled with the arrival of the typhoon, heavy rain and thunder, I am really worried that there will be a power outage. Seeing that I am so diligent, please give me a few monthly tickets to encourage me so that I can finish 10 chapters today. If you can give me a small tip, that would be the best. Using the heaven and earth smelt. Lin Fei could already move his mind at will. His strong control brought them into the inner space directly. This is the divine flame. The leader's expression changed as he recognized the raging flame at first glance. Lin Fei was very surprised. I didn't know that you guys were not simple. I didn't expect the divine flame to recognize you. Lin Fei had used the divine flame to kill people several times, but no one could recognize it. Instead, these men in black with weird auras could be recognized at first glance. If Lin Fei still suspected that they were ordinary forces, then he was very wrong. I didn't expect that you would have the legendary divine flame. You will be our biggest obstacle. You are destined to have no peace and will not be able to survive on the continent. The leader of the group laughed sinisterly, and his whole body exploded with a bang. The black-clothed men behind him also exploded. They all self-destructed in front of Lin Fei. If not for the self-destruction of the loose immortals in the heaven and earth smelt, Lin Fei would also be in a mess, especially with Jin Feng by his side. They have all committed suicide. Jin Feng was shocked. The Golden Phoenix was aware of the strength of these men in black. Each one of them was a legendary loose immortal. She had never imagined that they would commit suicide right after saying those words. What a pity! Lin Fei shook his head. This was a mystery that he couldn't solve. He could have solved it this time, but with their self-destruction, he lost all clues. It would be a lie to say that he didn't feel regret. From this, Lin Fei came to a conclusion. The force behind this was not ordinary. At least they could recognize the divine flame at first glance. Most importantly, they chose to self-destruct decisively. This kind of determination was not something that ordinary people could do. Lin Fei opened his mouth and inhaled, absorbing the remaining quintessential essence. Even if the furnace exploded, the remaining true essence would not dissipate. It was destined to become Lin Fei's. He reappeared in the main hall. Lin Fei's powerful divine sense swept out. Zhang Wenyunxiang had used his powerful battleship to kill his way in. Almost no one could stop him, especially this group of mysterious black-robed men who had self-destructed one after another. They had completely lost the power to stop him. The War God sect brought this upon themselves. Lin Fei knew that the War God sect was doomed. Since they had chosen this outcome, they would have to accept the other outcome sooner or later. Either they would be destroyed by others, or they would be enslaved by others. Lin Fei personally refined some of the remaining experts in the House of War God. The mysterious black-robed man had committed suicide, and the loss was not small. Therefore, Even though some of the emperor-level experts in the war god sect were not considered much, mosquito meat was still a kind of meat. They had to make do with it. At least their efforts were not in vain. 2 hours later, the war god sect suffered heavy casualties. Almost none of the upper echelons were left. They were either killed or escaped. The disciples below were all killed by the worship. The might of a profound heaven's spiritual treasure was not something that a low-level cultivator could withstand. Master, we finally avenged you. Elder Zhang Wen threw his head back and laughed. The other disciples were the same. All of them had injuries on their bodies. Senior brother, it's really all thanks to you this time. Yunxiang flew over. Lin Fei smiled. There's no need to say such polite words. If I had returned earlier, this wouldn't have happened. Yunxiang was very clear that if Lin Fei hadn't made a move today, the mysterious black-robed man would have attacked. Even with the warship, they might not have been able to kill their way in. You can't be blamed for this. Yunxiang said, we can only blame ourselves for not destroying the war god sect back then. We left them to grow into a scourge. In this regard, Lin Fei couldn't say anything. He could only say that everything was fated. The mysterious black-robed man had invaded. They could support the war god sect, but they could also support another power. It was the same no matter where they were. If it wasn't for Lin Fei's confidence, he wouldn't have given them the chance to self-destruct. He had lost a chance to understand the power behind the scenes. The war god sect had been destroyed. Lin Fei, Yunxiang, and the others went to the sect of battle god's treasury to search. There weren't many cultivation resources inside, especially materials. They couldn't find any. Lin Fei wasn't interested in the things in the treasury, so he gave them to Yunxiang and the others. Every time he killed a loose immortal, Lin Fei would obtain a large number of treasures. The collection of a loose immortal was far more valuable than the war god sect. Junior brother, what do you plan to do next? Lin Fei asked Yunxiang after making an inventory. Martial uncle and I plan to collect the disciples who are wandering outside first. Yunxiang thought about it. We can't let them continue wandering outside. We'll think of something when the time comes. Lin Fei said to Yunxiang, the upper continent hasn't been peaceful recently. The unfalling dynasty has been destroyed, so it's best for you guys to move to another place. They'll send more people here sooner or later. You guys won't be in a good position if you stay here. I have a friend in Sin Paradise. You guys can go there. At least your safety will be guaranteed. The unfalling dynasty was gone, and Lin Fei had destroyed this group of mysterious black-clothed men. It was impossible for the other party not to send people to investigate. They would definitely come back, and from the bottom of his heart, he did not want Yunxiang and the others to continue staying here. Yunxiang was a decisive person. Lin Fei's words were reasonable. Staying here was just looking for trouble. It was necessary for them to leave. Sin Paradise, it seems like. Yunxiang was a little worried. You can go find a power like the mythology tower. Lin Fei said, I'll leave this battleship for you. It'll be safer on the way there. Ordinary people won't dare to have any ideas. Hang this on the battleship when you reach Sin Paradise. Lin Fei took out the mythology tower's flag. He had brought it with him casually, but he didn't expect to use it so soon. Senior brother, how can I do that? Yunxiang said, It's fine. I still have it. Lin Fei smiled. You don't have to refuse. You can't just go there like this, right? After some refusal, Yunxiang finally accepted it and rowed the battleship to Sin Paradise. Xiao Feng, do you have anyone else in the unfalling dynasty? Lin Fei suddenly asked. If not, we'll leave the unfalling dynasty today. Lin Fei had settled everything that needed to be settled, so it was time for him to leave. One could imagine that after he destroyed the forces here, there would be another group of people. Although Lin Fei wasn't afraid of any trouble, waiting for them to come up was pointless. Jean Feng shook her head. No, but I still have to deal with some people. Who do you want to deal with? I'll go with you. After killing Zhang Xiaofeng, Lin Fei sensed anger from Xiaofeng. It was good to vent her anger now. Otherwise, it wouldn't be good for her cultivation in the future. Jin Feng wanted to deal with the traitors of the Golden Breeze drizzle building. Zhang Xiaofeng had used all kinds of means to rope in some of the higher-ups of the Golden Breeze drizzle building, overthrowing Jin Feng's authority from the inside. For a strong woman, this was the most unbearable thing. Now that she had regained her freedom, the first thing she wanted to do was to take revenge and kill those who had betrayed her. When Jin Feng reappeared in front of those people, the elders of the Golden Breeze drizzle building were in disbelief. Especially when they saw Lin Fei, their faces turned pale. Those elders knew clearly how Jin Feng had gotten her position in the first place. He had used absolute force to help Jin Feng get to this position. They knew very well about Lin Fei's means, but he had never thought that this terrifying man would come back with an undefeatable strength. Jin Feng had nothing to discuss with these traitors. She killed all of them. As for the people below her, she didn't care about them. Are you feeling uncomfortable? Lin Fei comforted her. Very uncomfortable. Jin Feng nodded. I helped them to this position, but they still betrayed me. You don't have to think too much. You can develop the Golden Breeze drizzle building to this level. You are more powerful than anyone else. If you don't feel satisfied, I will hand over my force to you. I believe you will do better than me. Lin Fei hugged Jin Feng. Ah, Jin Feng was startled. No, how can I do that? Why not? The matter of the mythology building had been bothering Lin Fei. When he saw Jin Feng, Lin Fei knew that she was the most suitable candidate. After experiencing that incident, he believed that she would be better in this aspect. As for her strength, this was not a problem at all. Now you have to go back with me and meet your future parents. Jin Feng was a strong woman, but when she heard that she had to meet her parents, her face was full of shyness. After removing that layer of clothing, she was actually a woman, a very traditional woman. Can I? She was nervous and worried, but she didn't show it. Why not? Lin Fei smiled. After my parents see you, they will be very happy. You are beautiful and powerful. Anyone who sees you will like you. But I have a bad reputation. The Golden Breeze drizzle building was second to none in the falling dynasty. It also extended its influence to another dynasty. Jin Feng, the female gang leader, was famous. In addition to her beauty, she was also ruthless. You don't need to think too much. What bad reputation can you have? That's because people respect you. Lin Fei snorted. Let's go back and meet your parents. When Lin Fei brought Jin Feng back, Lin Jintian and his wife were shocked. They were really shocked. Jin Feng was his son's woman. Lin Jintian couldn't imagine that she would be his son's woman. She was a famous strong woman in the falling dynasty. He didn't expect that one day she would become his daughter-in-law. At first, they were shocked, but then they were overjoyed. Although Lin Fei's cultivation speed was fast, there was one thing he cared about the most, and that was when he would bring back a woman. Now, it was good that he didn't bring back a woman, but when he did, it was a strong woman who was as beautiful as a flower. Chapter 551. I didn't expect to have to leave the unfalling dynasty while I'm still alive. On the huge warship, Lin Zhongwu sighed and looked down at the old site of the Lin family. He didn't know when he would be able to return. The situation of the unfalling dynasty no longer allowed them to stay. After Lin Fei returned with Jin Feng, he told Lin Zhongwu about his intentions. They were going to relocate and abandon this place. We can come back in the future. Lin Jintian also sighed. The past few days felt like a dream. He originally thought that his life would be like this, but when Lin Fei returned, everything changed. Those tyrannical fellows were easily destroyed by Lin Fei. The war god sect, which had allied with outsiders to destroy the unfalling dynasty, was also destroyed when Lin Fei appeared. The entire Lin family was moving, and no one dared to say no. Lin Zhongwu had spoken, and his subordinates all agreed. Lin Fei had several warships. With the small population of the Lin family, it was enough to take out 2 warships. After all, the interior of each warship was very large, and it was more than enough to store the people of the Lin family. Let's go! The 2 warships tore through the void at the same time and began long-distance space travel. Ordinary warships couldn't travel through space. Only the Xiantian spiritual treasure level warship in Lin Fei's hands could travel through space. After Lin Fei's family moved, the troops of the sky-suppressing dynasty finally arrived. But when they saw the situation of the unfalling dynasty, they were almost dumbfounded. More importantly, the war god sect was destroyed. Something big happened. The leader of the investigation team was so scared that his face turned pale. It didn't matter that the war god sect was destroyed. It also didn't matter that the people who arranged for them were dead. But those mysterious forces had also disappeared. There was only one word to explain it. They were all dead. Such a big thing had happened. If it was spread back, everyone would definitely be alarmed. Investigate. I want to know who did it. The Majestic team immediately began to investigate. If they could find some clues, they could go back and give a reason so that they wouldn't be called incompetent. What? You don't know who did it? After 3 days of continuous investigation, they didn't manage to get anything out of him. The leader sent him flying with a slap. His expression was extremely ugly. Trash! You are all a bunch of trash. You can't even handle such a small matter. What they didn't know was that when Lin Fei left, he deliberately used spirit sustenance to hypnotize everyone. With his tyrannical divine sense, it wasn't troublesome to use it at all. Investigate, continue to investigate. If you can't find anything useful, don't come back to see me. The leader was truly enraged. I'll take advantage of this free time to help you improve your strength. Even if there were battleships traversing through the void, it would still take several days to reach Sin Paradise. Taking advantage of these few days, Lin Fei was ready to improve his strength for his parents, Big Brother, Second Brother, Jin Feng, and the others. It was a very necessary thing. Lin Fei did not believe that the words left behind by the black-clothed men were baseless. Those who could recognize the divine flame were definitely not simple people. There were very few people who could recognize it at a glance. The power behind them must be very, very powerful. It was completely necessary to improve the strength of his own people first. If it was in the past, Lin Fei might not have the ability to do so. After all, improving one's strength was not an easy matter. It involved many aspects. However, to Lin Fei, it was not a troublesome matter. Son, if it will affect you, then don't do it. Lin Jintian did not care about strength. The only thing he cared about was not hurting his son because of this. Now, Lin Jintian was proud to have such a son. As a father, the happiest thing was not how powerful he was, but that his son was more promising than him. Lin Jintian had never imagined that there would be such a monstrous genius among his ancestors. But now he had already become a hegemon. Lin Jintian had never imagined that there would be such a monstrous genius among his ancestors. Lin Fei smiled. It's fine. It won't affect me at all. Although he couldn't improve their strength to the monarch realm in one go, Lin Fei was quite confident that he could improve their strength to the sage realm. Split. Lin Fei opened his mouth and spat out dozens of milky white balls of energy. They contained pure, quintessential essence, all of which had been compressed. Ever since he returned from the Saint Hall, Lin Fei was used to compressing true yuan to increase his accumulation. Don't look down on an energy ball. Only Lin Fei could control it easily. Not everyone could control a sky immortal's divine sense. An ordinary person could at most control 1 or 2 energy balls. If they did not control it well, it would cause a huge explosion. And this was only the first step. No one was willing to share their true yuan with others. Lin Fei did not care. His current strength was equivalent to the strength of 100 loose immortals. He surpassed any loose immortal of the same level. A mere bit of true yuan was nothing. Calm your mind and focus on refining. How much you can refine will depend on you. Lin Fei inserted the energy balls into their bodies one by one. Then he sat down cross-legged. His divine sense wandered around each of them, observing their movements to prevent qi deviation. Immovable Wisdom King. An immovable Wisdom King was visualized by Lin Fei. He sat cross-legged in the air and suppressed all uneasiness and instability. The advantage was that they could be like a boulder and focus on refining the energy balls. This Lin Fei was a little hesitant. The killing sword in his hand was of a very high grade and was currently constantly recovering. He could conclude that as long as he had enough profound heavenly spirit treasures, it should be able to become an immortal sword very quickly. So, I'll just keep this as a backup. After giving up on these things, Lin Fei was momentarily at a loss. What should he choose? Divine power? Secret technique? Lin Fei came up with two other options. Subconsciously, Lin Fei wanted to focus on offensive power. Among the 3,000 immortal arts, Lin Fei had cultivated quite a few. Each of them was shockingly powerful, but he felt that it wasn't enough. His combat power at the quasi-fifth tribulation realm would be even higher when he encountered enemies in the future. It was necessary to increase his combat power. Originally, Lin Fei's first choice was a body-tempering cultivation technique. After cultivating flesh rebirth and experiencing the baptism of the death storm in the death dimension, every cell in Lin Fei's body had grown countless times stronger and could contain more quintessential essence. He gave up on the first body-tempering cultivation technique. From now until he became a sky immortal, Lin Fei didn't need to continue with body-tempering cultivation techniques. Martial arts it is then. Lin Fei clicked on the martial arts section of the shop. Immediately, pieces of martial arts appeared. Heaven, earth profound and yellow. 4 grades appeared. Lin Fei clearly didn't fancy these 4 grades of martial arts. Immortal arts? After 4 grades, Lin Fei couldn't help but be surprised when he saw the immortal arts section. There were immortal arts for sale in the shop. Previously, Lin Fei's eyes had been fixed on the first few grades. At that time, the system didn't have many points and didn't care about the higher grades. The price was too high and it would be a blow to one's confidence. Therefore, Lin Fei hadn't paid attention to the things at the back. He quickly clicked on the immortal arts section. There were several grades in the immortal arts from low to high. Heaven Immortal, Profound Immortal, Golden Immortal, Zenith Heaven Golden Immortal, Immortal Lord and Immortal Emperor. Heaven Immortal, Air-Shattering Palm. Lin Fei randomly clicked on an immortal art. The first sentence made Lin Fei very disappointed. Heaven Immortal Level Immortal Arts. The cultivator must have immortal power. Seeing this sentence, Lin Fei didn't know what to do. Using immortal power to cast immortal arts seemed to be a matter of course. Looks like there's no way to learn this immortal art. Although Lin Fei really wanted to learn immortal arts, he didn't have immortal power in his body. How was he going to learn immortal arts? Just as Lin Fei was about to give up, an idea flashed in his mind. Who said, "I don't have immortal power. I almost forgot about it." Lin Fei thought of something. When immortal power was mentioned, it felt very familiar, as if he had experienced it before. Back in the immortal space, he was suppressed by Ji Bao perfected and was almost suppressed. Lin Fei used the heaven and earth smelt to absorb immortal power, but he couldn't suppress it. Lin Fei knew that it was because he wasn't strong enough. True essence could be refined, but immortal power was a higher level energy. It wasn't that easy to refine. Lin Fei felt that it was normal that he couldn't refine immortal power for a while. If he had the strength of a 9 tribulation bodiless immortal, He should be able to refine immortal power completely. Since he couldn't refine immortal power, he wondered if he could use it. If he could use immortal power, it would be a killer move. Its power would definitely be earth-shattering. Lin Fei sent his spiritual sense into the heaven and earth smelt and found the suppressed immortal power in a corner. He tried to refine it, but he couldn't after a few days. In the end, he gave up. If he wanted to use immortal arts, he needed immortal power, and immortal power had to enter his body. Looks like I'll have to risk it. Lin Fei was a hardworking person. If he didn't risk it, opportunities wouldn't fall from the sky. He had to fight for it himself. Let me try and see how strong this immortal power is. Lin Fei took out a fist-sized immortal power and sent it into his body. Once this immortal power was suppressed by the god fire, it instantly wreaked havoc in Lin Fei's body. An unbearable pain rose from his heart. His entire body was covered in blood. This immortal power is really overbearing. If my body hadn't reached such an unbelievable realm, that immortal power would have killed me. Lin Fei was shocked. Lin Fei didn't last for long before his body exploded. Immortal power didn't belong to this world. It was violent and destructive. It belonged to the mainstream. Using his flesh rebirth, Lin Fei recovered immediately. He wrapped the immortal power once more. I don't believe that I can't outlast your immortal power. Lin Fei planned to completely merge the immortal power. Even though it would take time, he didn't care about time. If Lin Fei was a true rogue immortal who didn't pass the tribulation, it would be much easier to merge the immortal power. But he wasn't a rogue immortal and couldn't merge the immortal power. If he couldn't fuse with the celestial power, then he could only keep refining and fusing the celestial power with the body. This goose was the only way Lin Fei could find. Pum! Pum! In the room, Lin Fei's body kept exploding. Then he started the long process of merging again. After failing over 1,000 times, the violent celestial force was finally assimilated. Every time the flesh exploded, it would naturally affect the celestial force. After failing over 1,000 times, Lin Fei finally refined the clump of immortal power. With a thought, he controlled it, and his entire body gave off a transcendent aura. Strands of immortal power emerged from his fingers. Not bad, not bad. This immortal power is really strong. Lin Fei was very satisfied. I didn't waste so much time. Maybe those high-level rogue immortals are stronger than mid-level rogue immortals. They should be able to control the immortal power and merge it into their moves. It has a stronger destructive power. Lin Fei's guess was right. Low and mid-stage loose immortals had to be loose immortals themselves. The immortal energy in their bodies was hidden within their flesh and blood and could not be used. But once they became high-stage loose immortals, once their immortal energy reached a certain level, they would be able to control it. That was why high-stage loose immortals were so terrifying. Rogue immortals at the Emperor realm could at most fight mid-level rogue immortals. Any higher and they would be inferior. They couldn't use immortal power and couldn't fight high-level rogue immortals. This was also why rogue immortals were the strongest existences on this continent. Once they advanced to high-level rogue immortals and survived the tribulation, they could use immortal power. They were truly invincible experts on this continent. It was easy for a high-level rogue immortal to kill hundreds of mid-level rogue immortals. Immortal power was a supreme power. It wasn't something that ordinary people could resist. There were very few people at the Emperor realm like Lin Fei who could control immortal power. But once he refined it, he would be equivalent to stepping into the ranks of high-level rogue immortals. Continue. Lin Fei continued to refine immortal power. It was a long process of training. 5 days later, the warships appeared in the territory of Sin Paradise. Due to the continual wars between the dynasties and empires, Sin Paradise suddenly became the base camp of the villains. All kinds of villains could be seen in the periphery, robbing passers-by. Look, 2 warships appeared in front. Brothers, let's go and rob the warships and kill everyone inside. Just these two warships alone will greatly increase our combat power. Kill. Rob the warships. When the two warships appeared, they immediately attracted the attention of the forces in the periphery of Sin Paradise. Don't underestimate these villains. They all had extraordinary strength. It was just two warships. To them, it was just a little troublesome. They could still rob them and make them their spoils of war. However, as soon as they did, a flag appeared in the air above the battleship. As soon as the flag appeared, the vicious people gaped in shock and then fled like a wisp of smoke. Chapter 553. In a short period of time, Sin Paradise's mythology tower had developed rapidly, and its strength had expanded rapidly as well. It had always been a faction that everyone wanted to join. Wasn't the Jibao Tower amazing? They had used their immortal weapons. But so what? They were still destroyed. Most importantly, anyone who became a member of the Mythology Tower could learn a top-notch technique as long as they were recognized. After this news came out, countless people wanted to join. The Mythology Tower's movements were huge. They could destroy the Jibao Tower, but the other big shots did not say anything. This showed how terrifying they were. After seeing the Mythology Tower's flag, these factions did not dare to make a move unless they had a death wish. If they made a move here, their entire faction would be destroyed. In Sin Paradise, the faction that could not be offended the most was the Mythology Tower. That kid Lin Fei is truly incomparable to the past. On the bow of the warship, Lin Jintian and the others felt their hearts palpitate when they sensed the tyrannical auras. But in the blink of an eye, those people had scattered. They could not believe what they saw. "They've grown up," Lin Zhongwu said. These factions, whose weakest was a mystique venerable, had saints and emperors at every turn, had fled after seeing the flag. This was the first time they had seen it. If they had not seen it with their own eyes, they could not imagine how much influence this flag had. Any one of these factions could destroy the fallen empire. Now, for a flag, they had given up on attacking. Just how terrifying was the Mythology Tower's strength. When the warships stopped in Sin Paradise's plaza, the people who came to receive them all emitted powerful auras, giving them a fright. Every one of them was a peerless savage. But now, all of them were extremely polite, which was quite a shock to Lin Jintian and the others. After disembarking from the warship, someone naturally collected the warship and brought it into the 8 Desolation, 6 Direction cauldron. Only after arriving at the Myth Tower did Lin Fei reveal himself, appearing within the Myth Tower. For the time being, he didn't want to reveal any traces of himself to avoid attracting the attention of certain people. "I didn't expect you to return so soon." The scarlet, refining heavenly demon greeted him, but when it saw Lin Fei, its expression changed. "Good lad, you're really a monster. You even refined the immortal power from back then? I thought I could crush you." Lin Fei laughed. "If I don't work hard, I'll be bullied by you." In a short period of time, the scarlet refined heavenly demon also advanced from a 6 tribulation scattered immortal to a 7 tribulation scattered immortal. His body emitted immortal chi, and he officially became a high-level scattered immortal. Many experts must have been devoured. Chapter 554. The 4 Evildoers. Shangguan Hong was accompanying the 4 evildoers. Qi Lian, heavenly demon, told Lin Fei about the 4 evildoers so that he could be prepared. Qi Lian, heavenly demon, nodded. "That's right, they are the 4 evildoers. Perhaps not many people know their names now, but hundreds of thousands of years ago, the 4 of them were top-notch characters. Each of them did earth-shattering things. Big brother, your move is really extraordinary." Lin Fei did not expect that the people Qi Lian found would be people from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Moreover, they seemed to be at their peak. "I wonder if these 4 evildoers have any weaknesses, so that I can recruit them?" Big brother Qi Lian must have brought them back for Lin Fei to recruit. He had to understand the other party first before he could make a move. Otherwise, everything would be for naught. Originally, your strength was a weakness. Qi Lian, heavenly demon, said. Each of them is a high-level loose immortal. They can control celestial power perfectly. Otherwise, they would not have made a name for themselves as the four evildoers. Now that you have celestial power, you are qualified. All four of them are high-level loose immortals. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. For a sect, the most important thing was the loose immortals. Among the loose immortals, low-level loose immortals were the core members. Middle-level loose immortals were the ones holding the fort. The strength of a sect was determined by the number of high-level bodiless immortals they had. Furthermore, these high-level bodiless immortals had to be bodiless immortals, and not other high-level bodiless immortals. Even if Lin Fei had the battle prowess of a high-level loose immortal, if he did not have celestial power, he would be a level lower than them. They would not even look at him seriously. This was the benefit of being in the same realm. Lin Fei's strength was not bad before, but it was impossible for him to be chosen by the four evildoers. At most, he would be regarded as slightly more powerful. After controlling celestial power, he would have the ability to stand on the same level as them. Celestial power was the only proof of a high-level loose immortal. Even if Lin Fei's control of celestial power was not perfect and there was not much celestial power in his body, with celestial power, his attack power would increase greatly. He could be regarded as a peak expert of their level. It's good enough that I was able to invite them back. The scarlet, refining heavenly demon was quite proud. However, if you want to recruit them, I think you need to start from somewhere else. In terms of strength, you are not their match. If I was at my peak, I might be able to fight against them, but now I can't. I can only invite them over. The next step will depend on you. Lin Fei felt a lot of pressure. Big brother Qi Lian had no way to recruit him, so he didn't seem to have much confidence, right? Indeed, after those words, Lin Fei was not very confident. Other than his strength, there seemed to be nothing else he could do. Now, I will introduce you to the specific information of the four great evils. Think about it yourself. It might be useful later. The scarlet, refining heavenly demon said helplessly, Tell me, I'll remember it. Even though the chances were not high, Lin Fei's face was still filled with fighting spirit. How would he know if he did not try? He had to try. All right, a person must have fighting spirit. I thought that one sentence would be enough to defeat you. The scarlet, refining heavenly demon laughed. Then you have disappointed me too much. Big brother, you are looking down on me too much. Lin Fei snorted. Even if I don't get another chance, I still have to give it a try. The four great fiends have already returned. If I don't go and give it a try, how the hell am I going to cultivate? I might as well just kill myself. Lin Fei was not the kind of person who would give up. Big brother Qi Lian had invited them back, which was giving him face. If he did not meet them, how would big brother Qi Lian be able to raise his head in the future? Go, I have to go, why not go? The four great evils are not great demons, so what if they are great demons? I will definitely be afraid of them. Well said. The scarlet, refining heavenly demon laughed. Big brother has high hopes for you. First of the four great evils, the first is the wine immortal. Just by hearing this guy's name, you can tell that he is a person who is not greedy for wine. In the entire continent, as long as there is good wine, it will not escape this old ghost's nose. I am curious, what kind of nose does this guy have? For the sake of drinking wine, he has been chased by many people. The second one is the flower demon. He usually calls himself the flower demon. Don't be fooled by this name. This guy is not a flower lover. He is a perverted demon. Any woman that he takes a fancy to will definitely not be able to escape his clutches. You should know that countless young ladies of aristocratic families have been cheated of their first time. Right now, there is still a large group of women chasing him. So powerful. Lin Fei was also shocked. Don't worry, He will not make a move on your sister-in-law. These years, I heard that this guy has given up on lust. In his words, there are no women in this continent worth pursuing. His only thought is to go into closed-door training and go to the heaven realm to harm the girls. Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, this fellow's goal was quite high, and he didn't want to harm the girls of the continent. However, those girls who were chasing him must have been because of love. Women can develop feelings because of love, but similarly, women can also develop hatred because of love. In order to take revenge on a man, women on Earth can make him wear a green hat, cheat on him, go out to find a man, or fight you to the death. This is already very extreme. But this is the Xiantian continent, where all the girls are powerful. They don't want to cheat on you. What they want to do is to kill the other party. The women on this continent are not so easy to negotiate with. Killing you will not be negotiable. This is the most normal thing for the flower demon to be chased. The third one is called Big Belly True Immortal. He is different from the first two. This guy is not interested in women and wine. What he likes most is to enjoy all kinds of food. Then, how did he become one of the 4 evildoers? Jean Fong was curious. No matter how she looked at it, a person who eats doesn't seem to have any connection with the evildoers. Is that what you think? The red refining heavenly demon asked Lin Fei with a smile. Lin Fei thought for a while. I think so. After all, he only eats and drinks. He doesn't do anything bad. Wrong. You are all wrong, very wrong. The red refining heavenly demon shook his head. Who said that eating and drinking is not related? It is related. This fellow likes to satisfy his appetite. The most frightening thing is that, for some reason, this fellow has perfect culinary skills. Before I was suppressed, I had tasted it several times. The texture and taste are simply indescribable. It's not an exaggeration to say that he's the god of food. So powerful? Lin Fei was surprised. This evaluation was too much. The red refining heavenly demon seemed to know that he had said something wrong. He stopped hurriedly and went back to the main topic. Because of this cooking method, Big Belly True Immortal has to eat different dishes every day. Where does he get the ingredients? You can say that the continent is so big that it can be found everywhere. This is true. However, some ingredients are not easy to find. Last time, this guy went to a first-grade sect to cook a dish and killed the sect leader's pet. The reason is very simple. It is said that the dish needs heart and liver. Now you understand. Lin Fei suddenly understood. Awesome, really awesome. I finally understand. Every time this Big Belly True Immortal needs ingredients, he goes to some big sections. The red refining heavenly demon sighed. If it is only in the big sects, it would be fine. But this guy, no matter where he goes, he can't control his desire for good food. Then you know. Obviously, Lin Fei could understand this mentality. If he couldn't control his mouth, it would definitely be troublesome. There were too many high-quality ingredients in the Xiantian continent. Of course, if you wanted to get them, you had to pay a certain price. In this case, even Lin Fei himself wanted to have a taste of it. Lin Fei really wanted to give 2 words to this kind of talent who devoted himself to food. Foodie, an absolute foodie. Apart from this word, there was almost no other word to describe him. In order to eat, he could make so many enemies for himself. He could simply ignore everything for the sake of food. What a weirdo. What about the 4th one? Lin Fei really wanted to know the last one. The last one likes to gamble. He is known as the invincible true immortal. The only thing he likes to do is to gamble. No matter who you are, as long as he is interested, you must gamble with him, as long as you can beat him. Unfortunately, so far, there are only a few people who can beat him. Lin Fei didn't need to guess to know that this invincible true immortal must have gambled everywhere. After a long time, he must have won many things from people, which was why he became one of the 4 great fiends. Now that you know about the 4 great fiends, it's up to you how to deal with them. I can't help you. The scarlet refining heavenly demon was very helpless. If you can start with their hobbies, maybe you will have a chance to recruit them. Lin Fei pursed his lips. You might as well let me bang my head against the wall and kill myself. The four great fiends all had their own unique skills. Unless Lin Fei was out of his mind, he wouldn't be a match for them at all. Now it seemed that he could only take it one step at a time and deal with it as it came. As they were talking, they came to a space and stepped in. Immediately, they found themselves in a place with birds chirping and flowers fragrant. Swoosh, swoosh, for powerful divine senses blasted over at the same time. Are they going to check on me? Lin Fei immediately understood what they wanted to do. You think I'm afraid of you? Lin Fei swarmed out. He didn't control himself at all. He turned into a giant and pressed down with his enormous hand, suppressing the four divine senses. The divine sense of a celestial immortal was not to be underestimated. You are a celestial immortal. The first sentence was from True Immortal Flower Demon. You are not a true immortal. The second sentence was from Invincible True Immortal. Kid, you have some skill. The second sentence was from True Immortal Pot Belly. I'm done. The Wine Immortal Pot Belly said. With just one counterattack, the four divine senses quietly dissipated as if they had never appeared. Lin Fei also retracted his divine sense. Kid, Lin Fei greets the four great fiends. All you have to do is beat me in a gamble once, and everything else is negotiable. Undefeatable, that's what the three of us mean. Only if you surpass us in every aspect, we'll admit that you're stronger than us. True Immortal Flower Fiend extended his thumb and middle finger. So that was the case. In truth, Lin Fei had already guessed that the four fiends would definitely come up with some difficult questions to make things difficult for him. In terms of power, Lin Fei might be able to give it a try. But in terms of four aspects, that wasn't easy. Eating, drinking, gambling, and whoring. Lin Fei wasn't good at any of these four aspects. How could he possibly beat them? At this time, Shangguan Hong and Qi Lian, Heavenly Demon, couldn't say anything. This was the opinion of the four fiends, and there was nothing they could do about it. As long as I surpass you in one aspect, you'll agree, right? Lin Fei asked solemnly. That's right. Although we, the four fiends, don't have much of a reputation, we definitely won't be careless when it comes to matters like this. Otherwise, they wouldn't have so many enemies, the pot-bellied true immortal said with a laugh. If I were you, I'd choose to give up. There's no way you'll be able to defeat us. In the end, you'll just be too ashamed to face us. They were speaking the truth. In every aspect, the four of them were at the king level. Otherwise, they wouldn't have so many enemies. Just by looking at how well they were doing right now, one could already tell. Their words weren't just for show. They had the confidence to back them up. Wanting to defeat them would be extremely difficult. What should I do? Do I really have to give up? Lin Fei was unwilling. He was truly unwilling. With the four fiends joining the alliance, the mythology school's power would definitely increase dramatically. Things that were previously impossible would be possible. Is there really no other way? Lin Fei didn't believe it. There has to be a way. Let me think. This is true immortal wine. If I want to defeat him, I'll have to start with wine. Lin Fei's mind spun quickly. Senior wine, if I want to defeat you, can I take out a type of wine? A wine that you can't name after drinking it? True immortal wine scoffed coldly. On this continent, including those small worlds, what kind of wine have I not drunk? If you can really take out a wine that I can't name after drinking it, then you are stronger than me. His tone towards the end was filled with disdain. Over 1,000,000 years, even true immortal wine himself didn't know how much wine he had drunk. In any case, it was uncountable. He didn't believe that Lin Fan could take out a wine that he had never drunk before. Okay, this is what you said. Lin Fei was pumped up. Shangguan Hong and Qi Lian Heaven Demon were surprised. Out of the four of them, the hardest to deal with should be true immortal wine. You want to use an unknown wine to defeat him? How would that work? True immortal wine was amazing in this aspect. The moment you took it out, he would probably know what kind of wine it was. This was simply displaying one slight skill in front of an expert. Are you really confident? Qi Lian Heaven Demon asked. In fact, he was also very curious, as he didn't know what other wine Lin Fei had. Lin Fei said, "Actually, I don't have much confidence. Let's try my luck." Qi Lian Heaven Demon instantly lost interest. If you want to try your luck in front of Old Wine Ghost, you might as well say that you want to kill a heaven immortal. Can you wait for a moment? I will be right back. Go ahead. Lin Fei came out of the space and realized that he was nervous. System, you must give it your all. At this crucial moment, Lin Fei thought of the system shop. There were many things in it, and wine was one of them. Lin Fei didn't know if the wine in the system was the same as the wine in the continent. Right now, he could only try his luck with this. Thus, Lin Fei secretly hoped that this wine was not produced in the continent. As for whether it was or not, Lin Fei himself wasn't sure. Let me see what is good about it. Lin Fei immediately opened the system and opened the wine section to search for the wine that he had in mind. These wines were much cheaper with points. Flower peony, brewed from peony, tastes sweet. After looking at it, Lin Fei immediately rejected it. General kill like raging flames. This was also rejected by Lin Fei. If Lin Fei wanted to win against the other party in this area, then it must be a feeling that the other party had never tried before. I wonder if that true immortal wine Ghost has ever gotten drunk before? Lin Fei thought. Since he dares to call himself a true immortal wine Ghost, he shouldn't have committed a crime. I will start from this aspect. Drunk immortal? Soon, Lin Fei set his sights on a type of fine wine, a wine that even immortals would get drunk from. Seeing this simple evaluation, Lin Fei's eyes lit up. Wasn't this the wine that he was looking for? Drunk immortal, a wine that even immortals would get drunk from? Only 10 million points per bottle. It was too cheap.